Hey guys, welcome back. So today I'm gonna talk briefly about the thing that none of us really want to think or talk about, but I guess what is prepping if you're not thinking and talking about things that you don't want to deal with. So if you are preparing for a possible EMP, but you are not preparing for a nuclear event, or vice versa, if you're preparing for a nuclear event, but you're not preparing for an EMP, then you're doing something wrong, because one most likely will come with the other. Most likely an EMP will be because of a nuclear blast in the atmosphere, which causes basically the radiation to push downward, all the gamma radiation to push downward from the atmosphere and destroy all the electronics. So you will have, one, the nuclear fallout to deal with, and two, the EMP reaction from that nuclear blast to deal with. There are some non-nuclear EMPs. The United States Air Force has what's called the CHAMP, and it's basically a cruise missile that can detonate an EMP, and it's not nuclear based. We have that, so I guarantee that any of these other countries have their own version of that. In which case you would only be preparing for the EMP portion of it. But if you are preparing for an EMP and not the nuclear fallout, then you're missing a big part of the picture. So I just want to encourage you to do your research on how to handle both of those. And a lot of people think, well, you can't prepare for nuclear fallout because you'll just die immediately. Well, if you're not in the immediate blast zone, you have a good chance of surviving if you're taking the right steps. You could be outside of the blast radius, in which case you might still have some radiation effects that you have to mitigate. And you might not be directly impacted by the EMP, but by proxy, I guess, if you're outside of that EMP affected zone, you might still have power outages because of the EMP effect within the zone. I don't know how to say that without sounding confusing, but your electronics might not be fried, but your power grid might still go down. So we all need to be preparing for grid down, EMP, and nuclear at the same time. And so I have been slowly upping my game in both of those categories, and I'm just going to show you a few things that I did get recently. I think if you've watched my previous videos, you've been seeing, some of the items I've been picking up here and there, but I really do feel that it is incredibly important to be preparing for both right now. So do your research and find out what you're going to need to have and the plan that you're going to need to have in place in case we do have an EMP nuclear type attack. If you're going to be in a certain room with your family, you may need to be in that room or in that shelter or in your basement for a week, 2 weeks, possibly longer, before the dust has time to clear, basically. So be prepared to have that space ready to go. Have a plan with your family. Know where you're going. Know what you need to do the second that you believe that there's been a nuclear attack. As far as securing the space to be safe. And make sure you have everything in that room that you will need, including food, water, a way to use the restroom in that room. I know that's nasty, but make plans for it. And a way to prepare your meals. I know that everyone thinks they're just going to be eating out of a can. Make sure you have can openers. And if you do decide that you want to heat up a meal, make sure that you have a safe way where you're not going to be killing yourself with carbon monoxide because the room is completely sealed off. Make sure you have a safe way to prepare food, and I'm going to make a separate video on that. Make sure you have blankets, make sure you have pillows, make sure your pet can get in that room with you when you have pet food. Make sure you have flashlights and maybe some baby wipes to clean up. Make sure you have everything you need in that one room that you are going to hunker down in. I live in Florida. I don't have a basement. If I did, it would be underwater. So my plan is the centralmost bedroom of my house. It has the most space in between the outside world, and my plan is to immediately seal up all vents going into that room, as well as turning off my central air. And I have sandbags outside the window of that room that are already piled up out there. I need to get a few more sandbags because it doesn't cover it entirely, and you want to put as much space in between the outside radiation and yourself as possible. So there is a plan in place. My son is aware of it. My dog is not aware of it. He doesn't care to prep with us, but we have plans for him. So yeah, basically I just wanted to say those things, and then I'm going to show you a few things that I got lately to add to the preps. Okay guys, so this is what I got, and this is a compilation of a couple different grocery store stops and online shopping, but I guess I'll start down here. This I got at the Dollar Tree, and it's something that you don't think too much about unless you happen to leave your door open and get some flies in the house, but I had a hard time finding it for a while there, and I think fly ribbon is a good thing to get in case we are in a grid down situation and you're having to leave your doors open. There's going to be flies on everything, flies in the trash, flies in your house, and it sounds nasty, but you got to prepare for it. So I got a couple of these at the Dollar Tree. And then these, I was surprised to see. I usually just buy super glue for healing up wounds, but at the Dollar Tree they have this liquid skin, and apparently it's made specifically for medical purposes. So for any of you who are weary of using super glue, look for this in your Dollar Tree. I just got a couple of them because I have a lot of super glue already. And then I got one more of these elastic bandages. These are the kind with the little metal clasp that kind of you can use to wrap up sprains and that kind of thing. And then I got some gloves. So that's all I got at the Dollar Tree, not very much. Over here, I got some Tyvek chemical suits on Amazon, and these really, I mean, I really did get them for the purposes of nuclear type stuff. Leave your comments down below. It's totally fine. I completely understand that this is not going to protect me entirely from nuclear fallout, but it covers arms, legs, and it has a hood, and it's better than nothing. We'll just say that. I got some more AAA batteries. This is from BJ's, and I have a lot of small flashlights and headlamps that use AAA batteries, so I needed to stock up on those. And then also at BJ's, I got M&Ms and Skittles. And no, this is not a prep, but just saying, it could be necessary. It could be the thing that cheers you up in a fallout. And then I got this large thing of water, and the reason I like this particular one is because it's a nice storable and stackable container. And for $6.49, you get the container and 20 liters of water. So I don't think you can really beat that deal. And they stack on top of each other. See how this is like inset right here? Well, on the back end, there's like the opposite male end of that. So you just stack them on up, and it's a good container for storing long term for that price. I did get a couple things of fire extinguishers, because that's probably like prepping 101. I should have had some in the house, but I realized that I didn't. So I actually got 3 of them. This was a 2-pack, and then I had another one. On Amazon, I got some more potassium iodide. I bought maybe a year, almost 2 years ago, I did buy a bunch of Iosat. So I was lucky enough to get that before the rush, but I got some more potassium iodide. This is 65 milligrams, and an adult will need 2 65 milligram tablets per day for nuclear. It blocks your thyroid from absorbing nuclear radiation. And then apopectin. Also, I cannot remember exactly what the term is for this, for helping to draw out, I guess, radiation and stuff from your body. Comment down below if you know the exact terminology. Somebody had said it just the other day. And then I got some more colloidal silver. I usually buy a different brand, but this one had really good reviews, and it has the same parts per million that I usually get, 10 parts per million. This stuff is amazing, and I'm saying that everyone should have it in their house. It's a good antibiotic. So if you feel like you're getting strep throat or any kind of sickness like that, you can take like 6 drops 5-6 times a day. And for me, every single time it cures it, goes away. And then I just got this in. This is some more Faraday tape made by Titan RF, and that's so that I can finish making my Faraday bag and seal everything up. And then the last thing is this, which I'd never seen before, but I found it on Amazon. It's called Chilo Rio, and it's pre-cooked. It's fully cooked, ready to eat, shredded seasoned pork meat. The ingredients are good, and it's 3 individually wrapped pouches. Let me see if I can find the ingredient list here. Okay, so it's just pork, meat, lard, apple cider vinegar, dried chili pepper mix, salt, white pepper, oregano, coriander, and garlic. So a bunch of like real stuff. And I thought that this would be great to have on hand as part of my food preps. It's fully cooked and seasoned, so I'm going to give it a try. I got 2 of these. They're on sale for like $9 on Amazon. $9 for a 3-pack. And I didn't think that was too bad of a price for, you know, shelf-stable meat. So that's what I got over the last week or so. And like I said, guys, just keep on adding to your preps. You might not be fully prepared for any kind of situation that's coming, but you'll be better prepared than most. And that's all we can ask for. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.